Strap on a GoPro and crawl through a cave. Dark, claustrophobic, thrilling. The kind of descent that makes your chest tighten before you even step inside. And as I reach the jagged opening in the earth barely large enough to slide through, the daylight shrinks behind me while the silence thickens. My knees hit gravel. My palms brace cold stone, and I shuffle forward into blackness, where my headlamp cuts a narrow path through the dust-choked air, bouncing light off twisted rock walls sculpted by water older than memory, and with each inch forward, the weight of the mountain presses in as though the earth itself is watching, breathing, waiting, my breath growing louder in the enclosed space, amplified by stone like I've stepped into the echoing chest of a sleeping giant. The only sounds now the scrape of my gear, the trickle of unseen moisture down moss-coated walls, and the distant plop of water into an unseen pool as I twist my body to squeeze through a sideways crack no wider than my shoulders, my ribs compressing, backpack scraping, and it's at this moment I question my sanity. Alone, crawling on my belly in a space too small for fear to stretch out, and yet I feel alive in a way the surface never offers. Every nerve tuned to the slick stone, every muscle controlled, deliberate, focused on forward movement into this endless dark vein, and then suddenly the tightness gives way to a low chamber, tall enough to sit up in, maybe even kneel, and I let out a shaky breath I hadn't realized I was holding, watching tiny particles swirl in my headlamp's beam as I scan the space, a cathedral carved in silence, walls lined with mineral veins, droplets suspended on stalactites like tiny frozen lanterns, and deeper still, I see a passage descending, steeper, wetter, more dangerous. But I came here for the descent, not the comfort. So I adjust my helmet, double-check the GoPro's red light blinking steadily, and drop lower into the slope where the air sharpens with cold, the stone slick beneath my gloves, and the only path forward is down, always down, where time feels warped and sound behaves like a ghost, brushing my ears 1 second, vanishing the next, and it hits me that this cave doesn't care if I leave. It's existed long before me, and will outlast my fleeting heartbeat. Yet in that truth there's beauty, because down here, stripped of phone signals and noise and urgency, I feel something ancient stirring, not just in the rock, but in myself, as I slide further until the tunnel narrows again, and I'm forced to press my body flat, arms ahead, fingers finding grooves, elbows pulling me forward inch by inch, my chest scraping rock, the ceiling so close I can feel the texture against my helmet, and for a moment, a brief, terrifying second, I imagine getting stuck, unable to move forward or back, and panic claws at the edge of my mind, but I breathe slow, steady, close my eyes, count to 5, and move again, and suddenly light, not from above but bouncing off a wall, signaling a turn, and I pivot, twisting carefully into a side chamber that blooms open like a geode, glittering with tiny quartz crystals and a pool so still it reflects the light perfectly, a mirror to the moment, and I sit there, stunned, grateful, a visitor in a space likely unseen by any human in decades, maybe longer, and I record it all. Every sparkle, every droplet, every trembling breath, before whispering thanks to the cave itself, as if it granted permission for this glimpse, and then I begin the long, slow journey back, retracing the path through the dark corridors, through squeezes that seem tighter on return, legs shaking slightly from adrenaline and cold, and when I finally see the faint gray light of the outside world growing in the tunnel ahead, the rush of real air hits me with such force I laugh out loud, crawling faster now, until I spill out onto the dirt, blinking in the brightness of day, body sore, heart full, and footage captured forever of a place that doesn't need an audience to be extraordinary, just a brave soul willing to crawl into the quiet and listen.